Welcome back to another episode of the How to Launch on LINCConnect series. In this video, we'll cover how to start simulating data from Node-RED and publish it to the MQTT broker. In our previous videos, we learned how to launch an MQTT broker, a MongoDB database, and Node-RED. Today, we'll learn how to connect Node-RED to the MQTT broker so that you can simulate and publish data from Node-RED to the MQTT broker. Let's dive right in. First, we'll open Node-RED. Once the Node-RED interface loads, we'll open another tab and look for VernMQ to fetch the necessary credentials. Now, let's go back to Node-RED, where we'll use 3 different nodes, as mentioned in the previous video. We'll use the inject node to trigger actions periodically. This node injects data at specified intervals and can be configured accordingly. The second node we'll use is a function node that simulates a data packet. We'll dive into the details of this later. Lastly, we'll use the MQTT node to simulate the connection. To set up a new broker or connection, we'll double-click on the node and select Add New MQTT Broker from the drop-down. A dialog box will open where we'll input a name and the server field with the private DNS of the VernMQ service. After copying the private DNS from VernMQ, we'll paste it into the server input field. Since the port on VernMQ is 1883, we'll leave it as is. We'll keep the client ID blank as it's auto-generated by the system. Next, we'll configure the security section. We'll use the username root and input the password. Then we'll click Add. For the topic, we'll enter demo/data. The QoS is set to 0, the retain flag is set to false, and we'll name the demo publish packet accordingly. Once everything is configured correctly, when we hit deploy, we should see a green tag on the node, signifying that the connection with the MQTT broker has been established. As we deploy Node-RED, it will confirm that the connection is successful with the MQTT broker and that they are communicating with each other. Although no data is being sent yet, this confirms that the connection has been established. Next, we'll set up the function node and name it dummy device. In this function, we'll configure the message payload. While these are basic informational elements, all relevant documentation is available on the Node-RED website. To publish the data, the function must be correctly formatted in JSON. For this example, we'll add the device ID as dev123 and assume it's a temperature sensor. We'll input the variable temp with a value of 29 degrees along with the timestamp. This is simple JavaScript, and once done, we'll save it. Now, we'll connect the inject node, or timestamp node, and configure the repeat interval to 5 seconds. Click Done and connect all 3 nodes. To verify that the data is being published, we'll add a debug node to display the data being sent. Finally, we'll click Deploy. By checking the debug node, we can see the data being published every 5 seconds. Each time a packet is published, it contains a small payload with the device ID, temperature reading, and timestamp. In this example, we're emulating a temperature sensor that publishes data to an MQTT broker every 5 seconds. This is a simple way to emulate a device, like a temperature sensor in the field, publishing data to an MQTT broker. While this is a basic demonstration, more complex simulations with multiple parameters and data types can be created. Detailed documentation and various templates are available on the Node-RED website. This video aimed to provide an understanding of how to use Node-RED to simulate data and publish it to an MQTT broker. In the next video, we'll learn how to handle this data on the platform side and explore what can be done with the data being published. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.